This is the Washington Times front page for Tuesday, October 4th, 2022. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Ukraine recaptured more of its territory from Russian forces amid reports from European media that Russian President Vladimir Putin may be mobilizing nuclear elements for potential use on the battlefield. Ben Wolfgang reports a senior military official was asked repeatedly whether the United States has seen any indication that Russia may be moving nuclear assets. The official did not directly comment on Russia's movements, but said the U.S. is making no changes to its positioning. The Times of London first reported the development. While Russia's parliament passed legislation to formally annex 4 Ukrainian territories, Ukrainian forces pushed deeper into those territories, recapturing land and villages around the strategically vital city of Kherson. Russian officials took the rare step of publicly acknowledging a defeat. The Supreme Court will take up cases that determine whether the law shields YouTube, Twitter, and other internet companies from liability over the way they promote content to their users. Alex Sawyer reports both cases involve families of victims of terrorist attacks who say the tech giants should be held responsible for fueling the rise of ISIS. One case argues the tech companies don't do enough to police what's posted on their sites. The other directly challenges the algorithm social media companies use to recommend content to their users. That case could upend Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, a law that until now has generally shielded social media companies as conduits rather than actual speakers. YouTube parent company Google had urged the justices to leave the current framework in place, warning the changes could rewrite the internet. Union strikes are on the rise this year, coupled with a surge in organizing as the tight labor market emboldens employees to make more demands. Cornell University's Labor Action Tracker counted 288 strikes in the United States this year as of Friday. That's an increase of almost 80% over the 163 walkouts during the same period last year. Dave Boyer reports requests for the National Labor Relations Board to hold union elections increased 58% in the first 3 quarters from fiscal 2021 to 2022. Workers have won union elections at major companies, including Starbucks, Amazon, Google, and Verizon. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find our entire lineup of news, commentary, and sports podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. A human rights group says China has developed a network of overseas policing activity to conduct covert operations aimed at forcing Chinese nationals to return to the country. Bill Gertz reports the Chinese Ministry of Public Security netted 230,000 Chinese nationals from April of 2021 through July 2022 who were persuaded to return to China as part of criminal investigations into fraud and computer crime. The report from the Spanish group Safeguard Defenders also noted police operations forced repatriations of 10,000 high-value people from 120 countries by the end of 2021. And finally, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan laid out the case for impeaching Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, telling Armika Solner and Stephen Dinan that it's merited after overseeing a record surge of illegal activity at the southern U.S. border. Jordan, who would likely be House Judiciary Committee chairman if Republicans win control of the chamber in November, said the decision will be made collectively. A Mayorkas impeachment resolution has garnered support from more than 30 Republicans to date. Only one cabinet official has ever been impeached in 1876, and the Senate did not vote to convict in that case. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.